Alright guys, today we are going to be showcasing off the Nu Gundam. So yep, finally going to be showcasing that. So I was, in the most shaft submitting video, we were able to at least pull an additional copy besides the one that I actually purchased via the pity. And then in terms of the plan of attack, we will be running two versions of the raid. One is going to be the typical one that we have, and then the one is going to be the limited time raid versus again Shamblo. For Shamblo one, it's more like a survivability testing for Nu Gundam and the ability to heal. Because obviously this is more of a healing or like a support healer centric unit without any of the transcendent skill. And then up next, we will take it into the Phantom Ace, more of like a bursty, short turn battle, just to kind of show you guys this will perform good in there, so you guys get a good perspective of how it actually performs. So let me get the team set up, and then we'll kind of go to what I have, and then we'll jump into some of the showcasings. Alright, so this is the team, pretty self-explanatory. So we do have the S Gundam, we do have the Borgadelis, and then we do have the Thunderbolt, Zeta, Nu Gundam, and then the Mark II. So we do have a little bit of a support in a debuff fashion. This one will increase the enemy will be taking more beam damage from this one by 26%. Pretty much the Mark II is going to be doing the same thing but 40%. So in total, this should allow us to see better numbers. As far as Nu Gundam, I did not opt to increase the Transcendent skill yet, because right now we are going to take a look at a stock. It's pretty much a bare bone. You guys can definitely see without this. This is a pretty this is like gym, the SR gym that we got sent for the event, because the gym pretty much have the same thing, more or less. This, you do have this, which is kind of like, I guess, the saving grace, these two, but other than that, there isn't a whole lot of like, supposedly power built into this one. I really wish that they would have packed in a little bit more utility base into this kit. It's so unfortunate. There's not even a way to increase your EX skill gauge initially to kind of get that up and running, which is kind of sad, honestly. Custom level 9, as far as the skill rate is 3, so I have not really fully invested into this unit yet. Module wise, I went for not the event one, which we will probably do in a separate video, going over every module for red element right now. But this is pretty much what we're doing before using any of these stronger equip. This one's not bad, 9% to beam damage like on demand. You don't really need to do anything, so 9% in total, so 18%. But this one also gives me a 6%, so that's pretty nice. But ultimately, if you are building Nu Gundam, let's say like mine right now, you don't have any, like, you are not doing any Transcendent at the moment, I think the best way to go for this one is definitely, probably slap on some of the HP, because ultimately this one is going to be like a healer type unit, so you probably want this unit to be a little bit more hefty in terms of the health pool, so it does not die on you like that. So that's probably the route I'll go eventually, because I probably won't go back into the banner, unfortunately. Sad to say, I do want to finish it, but I mean, at the same time, I am just waiting for Sasabi at this point in time, so that's the route I'll probably go with. But other than that, we will take on the raid first, and then we'll do Phantom Ace. So I'm going to be running the unicorn one, because this one is the yellow element, and our team does not really have anyone that has advantage over the unicorn except for the Gundam Thunderbolt, which does not really matter because it is a tank. So we can go with this one. Gonna put Nu Gundam front and center so we can get the full attention on that unit right there, or the enemy unit. So let's kind of get started. Probably going to be doing at 2x speed, because 2x speed is probably a good way to see how it is. EX skill gauge, you guys have seen pretty much every unit besides what is it, Zeta, is pretty much charging the same rate. So EX skill gauge is definitely something you would have to work on to be better at the healing portion of it. So that was definitely something that, unfortunately we did not get within the kit, not even on the Transcendent skill, which is kind of sad. As far as how we're doing so far, it's not bad. You guys can see that even though the Finfino is rated power C in terms of what I have right now, but it's not doing that bad of a damage. So you guys can definitely kind of speculate, oh, if we do have, let's say, a 70% increase on that and more accuracy, would it be a lot more better? For sure, definitely it would just be better. But yeah, pretty quick right there. So let's kind of check out the overall damage. I don't think we did too hot for Nu Gundam, just because we have Zeta, we have S Gundam, just doing all the show, like stealing the show essentially. So we have that. All right, let's click on this real quick. Yeah, so it's not the worst. I think we at least we came up like above these three, which is what we wanted. But yeah, keep that in mind. My S Gundam and Zeta they are pretty good as like good wise as me, like their unit enhancement are pretty high. So number wise they might be a little bit more subjective, if you will, but I think it's pretty good. Just starting out looking at it right at this very instant. So I guess now we can hop into the Shamblo raid. I think that's going to be a better testing, because in that stage we will probably be taking damage. So at that point in time we will definitely see how good is the healing capability from Nu Gundam is. Alright, so for the Shamblo raid, I actually replaced S Gundam because I don't think S Gundam is going to be too effective in this stage, being type disadvantage. So I went ahead and replaced that with the Hama, which is gonna, I guess, give it a better gauging for maybe Nu Gundam as well, because they're both red, they're both generic. So obviously, as far as Hama, it is a more later release than Nu Gundam, so it should technically be better, even though it is a standard unit. So let's kind of get started. So for this one, I don't think the biggest thing we're looking at is not really the damage output. It's pretty much how does it do in terms of the healing proportion. Because you guys know we did it on the other video. The healing is really important once we kind of get down to the, I guess, latter portion of this battle, because like when we get stunned we kind of tend to take some damage, right? So it is kind of important to kind of have our HP in check. So having Nu Gundam to add on that survivability is obviously important, but more importantly, how effective are we able to get off the EXQ healing, which is what we are trying to see. So I mean, so far it's not that bad. I think we are consistently getting the heals off if you're not stunned, right? Damage output wise, it is offering, but Hama is still doing a lot more better because of the Transcendent skill and just the other investment stat wise and whatnot. So yeah, it's not looking too bad. I think everyone is still full on health. I think for this one specifically, because maybe we had the Gundam Thunderbolt to aggro the enemy, so I think all my other ones, like all the other units, are not really being targeted in a way. So I think that there's definitely a lot of factor into this, because when I took it, or like when I played this for the other, like initially just for the event raid, just to kind of showcase this new raid, we were taking a lot of damage throughout. So we are getting down to the pretty much almost at the halfway point, just a little bit more. We hear right there. Luckily for the fin funnel, yeah, that's great about the fin funnel, because they are remotely controlled, so you cannot stop those. Can we get the last hit in? Yeah, we got it. Oh wow, so unfortunate. Yeah, the healing obviously does not come fast enough, and then percentage only at 14% at EX skill level 1, which is just not enough. Kinda unfortunate, right? But there goes Nu Gundam. Yeah, it's not, I mean, we did halfway, right? It's not the worst. All right, it's definitely not the worst. All right, that's it. That is it. So I guess to continue the second phase of it, I'm gonna bring in like a full red enemy, like a red element setups, just to kind of speed this up. So hopefully the full red element team should be a lot more better. I hope. Alright, so I actually did bring in a full red element setup. So why am I doing this one? Because I do want to give you guys a different perspective in the same, I guess, the battle, just to kind of show you guys the damage performance in this one. Yes, obviously this one is going to be a little bit more skewed, being the Zaku's going to do a lot more better, because they do have kind of like a unstated, like they do better because the enemy has, I feel whatnot, the barrier, whatever you want to say, high beam resistant. So it's I mean, like, are we doing that bad? I guess so. Like we're not really chugging a whole lot of damage, right? And keep that in mind, I'm not using the latest and the greatest modules in this one. If I had used like the Shamblo exclusive equipment on Nu Gundam, I will definitely tell you guys that we will do a lot more better. But just for the showcase specifically, I want to give you guys like a good glimpse of how it is right now, because the equipment that we have is pretty much on demand. It does not require you to pop EX skill. You do not need to wait or whatnot. It's on demand. Right now we are getting the full effects of the equipment, so that's why I want to use this right now. But yeah, overall in this setup specifically is not the hottest because we have the other unit just overshadowing. So in this setup specifically, it is acting, you know, strictly healer, strictly support. So DPS wise, you're not really gonna find too much of that right here. So that's pretty much how it is. So I think we definitely came to see what we need to see. So now we can hop into some Phantom Ace battle. Alright, so we are in here. So the dilemma running Nu Gundam and just trying to make this unit a little bit more relevant in different stages is like, what role can Nu Gundam offer me? Like, why would I take, let's say, Nu Gundam over other things that could be a little bit more useful? And to be honest with you guys, I wouldn't. This is definitely not a unit that I will consider bringing into, because the biggest factor of this unit is the healing proportion, which is just the healing capability. I feel like it's not really even there. So for me to even bring this unit is kind of outlandish to even say so. So that is like, we'll definitely see that we don't even get the healing at all, just because of how short most of these battles are. This is, I guess you can say, for my team specifically, it's a more easier one. Like we easily plow through this because the enemy does not have, let's say, some of your meta setup, like your high, not your high new, your Zetas. You do not really see whole lot of, like, you know, Hakashiki in this team. So we don't have any problems. So it's really short. There is just no way we pop the EX skill and, you know, heal. So that's how it is. But if we go a little bit above, maybe at tier A for example, or not even that, let's actually jump up to tier S. So this is something I see on a consistent basis. So for this setup, I see a lot of meta stuff. I see the Blue Destiny Unit 1, I see Zeta fully maxed out, I see Hakashiki fully maxed out. So how does it compare being like in the meta we live in right now? So I'm just gonna hop in with this as well because why not? Just for simplicity. For example, I don't want to change my team. How does this work? It's not gonna work great. Are we even in the last 10 seconds? Maybe. I hope so. Yeah, so like what do I do? Like I have 4 units that are generic, so they are going to be filling up that first slot. So like who do I even want to put on the first slot? Like Zeta? So Zeta can just immediately go down for me? I guess so, right? Are we just gonna do that? We can put probably Nu Gundam at the back. Like does it even matter? I don't know. Let's see. I think putting Zeta up front is like probably the worst decision to make, right? Yep. Zeta just died. Oh my god, you just died, dude. What happened? I mean, that's how useful Nu Gundam is in arena. So definitely not. I will not. I 100% would not bring him because running Nu Gundam is like a risk in a blue element dominant meta right now. So no, definitely not. Let's see again. Maybe this will we might have a chance actually, because I don't see Hakashiki, which is a good sign. The only thing I kind of need to adjust around is maybe some other unit. So I can definitely live with this one. So let me actually go ahead and change something up. Alright, I think this one for sure we might have a chance because this enemy kind of forgot to set their defense line, so we can just kind of go with this. Just kind of like a, I guess the auto deployment. I think it should be fine. Yeah, let's kind of see how it goes. But I think you guys definitely do get the whole story behind Nu Gundam. It's definitely a very one-dimensional, I guess, you know, whatever you want to use it from. Definitely not going to be anything that's short-term battle. It's not going to be too effective, obviously. Long-term battle, like, I don't know, like the raid, like maybe some of the challenge battle, or maybe even like in clan battle, it's going to be a lot more useful for sure. In a content like this, content-wise, we need things that are able to do things quick, you know, things that are on demand. Obviously, the skill one is not on demand, and you gotta wait 30 seconds. which in arena matches, I feel like we just don't have that luxury to wait that long. But other than that, I think this is definitely, just a quick showcase of what New Gundam can do at just a zero investment into it. I'm not even gonna go into bothering doing it first Transcendent, because only increasing the accuracy by 20% isn't really gonna make a drastic change. So I don't think you guys would need to see that anyways, unless I do go above that, maybe max it out to see the full potential. Then I'll go ahead and then redo another one, more like a just kind of like a damage comparison. So, but other than that, that's pretty much what I have for you guys. And I'll be catching you all on the next one.